uh, Virgo, a new start, a call you've been wishing for, abundance, blessings. Stop. Just stop for a second because something brought you here. And I need you to understand that something in you, something deeper than your thoughts, deeper than your doubts, something that moves before your mind catches up, that something led you here to this moment, to these words. And I don't take that lightly. I never do. Because the people who find this message, they're not random. They never are. There is a specific kind of person who stops, who pauses, who feels that pull in their chest and says, yes, this one, this is for me. And that person is you. I want you to think about where you are right now, not just physically, but inside, in that quiet place you don't show people, that place you visit at night when the noise finally stops, that place where you hold everything you haven't been able to say out loud. Maybe there's a tiredness there, not the kind that sleep fixes, but the kind that comes from carrying something for too long, alone. Maybe there's a frustration there, a quiet anger at how hard you've worked, at how much you've given, at how little has come back. And maybe, just maybe, there's something else too, something that refuses to die no matter how many times life has tried to put it out. Hope, that stubborn, quiet, unshakable hope, that tells you this is not it. This is not where your story ends. There is something more, and you know it. You have always known it. That knowing, that is not delusion. That is not naivety. That is your truth speaking. Uh, I want to tell you something about the energy around your life right now, because there is a pattern I see in people who carry what you carry, in people who feel what you feel. And that pattern is extraordinary. You have been in a season of compression. You know what compression feels like. Everything pressing in, resources feeling tight, opportunities feeling far, like you're pushing against something invisible. And no matter how hard you push, the wall doesn't seem to move. But here is what I want you to really hear, what I want to land somewhere deep inside you. Compression is not punishment. Compression is what happens right before expansion. It is the inhale before the exhale. It is the darkness before the light doesn't just come, but floods in all at once, like it was waiting just on the other side of that wall the whole time. And the people who stay, who don't give up in the compression, who keep their hand on the door even when it feels sealed shut, those are the people who experience the shift. You are one of those people. I need you to sit with that for a moment because I don't think you hear it enough. I don't think anyone in your life stops long enough to look at you, really look at you, and say, what you have survived, what you have endured, What you have kept going through is remarkable, not ordinary, remarkable, not polite, remarkable, genuinely, deeply, remarkably remarkable. Because most people would have stopped by now. Most people would have settled, would have shrunk themselves down to fit the box life handed them, would have swallowed that dream, that vision, that feeling that they were built for something bigger. But you didn't. You carried it. Even when it felt foolish, even when the people around you couldn't see it, even when your own mind turned against you in the quiet hours, you carried it. And that matters more than you know. Now, I want to talk about something specific, something that may be stirring in your life right now, a feeling like something is about to move, like the air around you has shifted slightly, like a door somewhere just unlocked, and you heard it. Even if you can't explain how, there is an opening forming around your financial life, around your material world, around the way resources flow to you and through you. I'm not talking about winning something. I'm not talking about luck dropping from the sky. I'm talking about alignment. That moment when the right thing meets the right version of you at the right time, and something that felt impossible suddenly becomes not just possible, but inevitable. You may have been waiting for a call, literally or figuratively, a call that changes things, a conversation, an offer, a connection, something that comes through in a way you weren't fully expecting. But somehow, somewhere inside you, you were ready for that call, that opportunity, that opening, maybe closer than you think. But before I go further, I want to talk to the part of you that just flinched, because I know it's there. That part that heard what I just said and immediately started building walls, started whispering things like, don't get your hopes up. You've been here before. Things like this don't happen to people like me. I want you to hear me very clearly right now. That voice is not your wisdom. That voice is not protecting you. That voice is old programming. It is the accumulated weight of every time you reached for something and it didn't come. Every time you hoped and were disappointed. Every person who looked at your dreams and smiled politely and said nothing because they didn't believe. That voice learned to speak first, to cut off possibility before possibility could hurt you. But here is the truth. A voice that keeps you from receiving is not protection. It is a prison, and it has been costing you quietly every single day. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to believe more is coming. You are allowed to stand in front of abundance and say, yes, this is for me. I receive this. That is not arrogance. That is faith. Let me paint you a picture. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment if you can, or simply let these words create something in your mind. Imagine waking up and the first feeling that greets you is not dread, is not that tight, anxious grip in your chest, but something lighter, something that feels like space. Imagine looking at your life and seeing options, real options, not just survival choices, but genuine this or that, both beautiful choices. Imagine being able to give to the people you love, not from what little you have left over, but from overflow, from abundance that feels natural, that feels like who you really are. Imagine answering that call, the one you've been waiting for, and feeling not shock, but recognition, like some part of you always knew it was coming. That picture is not fantasy. That picture is a direction. And right now, your life is moving toward it. Now, I want to talk about why you specifically, because I know that question lives in you. Why would this be for me? Why now? Why after everything? And the answer is not complicated. It's because of exactly that. After everything, the people who receive the most profound shifts in their lives are rarely the people who had it easy. They are the people who were tested, who were pressed, who were misunderstood, who did the invisible work in the dark with no applause, with no guarantee, with nothing but that stubborn internal fire telling them, keep going. That is your story. You have done things in private that deserve recognition in public. You have sacrificed things that nobody saw. You have shown up on days when showing up took everything you had. And the universe, the energy of your own life, has been keeping a record, not to punish you, not to test you further, but to prepare you for what requires exactly the person you've become through all of it. Uh, there are people around you who don't see it. I want to acknowledge that because I know it has been one of the loneliest parts of this journey. The people closest to you, they may love you genuinely, deeply, and still. They may be the ones who question you the most, who hand you practical warnings dressed up as concern, who say, be realistic, who say, be careful, who say, are you sure? And it has cost you something. Every time, a small piece of your momentum, a small crack in your certainty. But here is what I need you to understand. Their doubt is not evidence. Their fear is not fact. Their ceiling is not your ceiling. You were not built to live inside someone else's idea of what's possible. You were not brought this far, through everything you've survived, to stop here, because someone who loves you is afraid Their fear belongs to them, not to you. Something is shifting right now in the fabric of what your life is becoming. I want you to feel that, not just hear it, feel it. Think about the last few weeks, the last few months. Have there been moments, small ones, that felt different? A conversation that came from nowhere, a thought that arrived fully formed, a door that opened just slightly. When you weren't even pushing, those were not coincidences. Those were signals, the beginning of a pattern. And patterns, once they start, tend to complete themselves. There is a new start forming around you, not the kind that asks you to become someone else, but the kind that finally lets you become fully who you already are. The blessings that are moving toward your life right now, they fit you. They were shaped for you, the way a key is shaped for a specific lock, and only that lock. No one else could receive what is coming for you because no one else is you. No one else has your exact history, your exact resilience, your exact depth, your exact capacity to hold what abundance actually requires. Because abundance requires something. People don't talk about that enough. Abundance requires a person who can hold it, who won't collapse under it, who won't sabotage it, who has been stretched enough by life to have the capacity for something truly large, that stretching everything that pressed you, everything that squeezed you, everything that pushed you to your limit and then asked for more. That was not cruelty. That was preparation. I want to speak to something practical now because this message is not just about feeling good. It is about waking something up in you, something that takes action, something that moves. There is an idea in you right now, or maybe it's more than an idea. Maybe it's a plan, a direction, something you keep coming back to, even when you try to put it down, even when you tell yourself it's not the right time, even when that voice starts listing all the reasons it won't work, that thing that keeps coming back. Pay attention to it. Not because I'm telling you it's guaranteed, not because I'm promising you anything, but because persistence is information. When something keeps returning to your mind, uninvited, undeniable, that is your deeper intelligence trying to get through to you. And the window to act on it may be opening right now, not tomorrow, not when things settle, not when you feel more ready. Now, because here is the thing about readiness that nobody tells you. Readiness is not a feeling you wait for. Readiness is a decision you make, and then the feeling follows. Not before, after, always after. The people who changed their financial lives, who went from barely surviving to genuinely thriving. They did not wait until fear disappeared. They moved while fear was still in the room, and fear slowly lost its power. That is available to you. That exact thing is available to you. I want you to think about what abundance actually means to you, not the abstract idea of it, the real version, the specific version. What does it feel like in your body when you imagine your bills paid with room to spare? What does it feel like when you imagine saying yes to the things you've been saying no to for too long? What does it feel like to imagine your family safe, provided for, looked after, not because you're barely holding it together, but because you have genuinely built something that holds? Feel that. Let it be real in your body for a moment. Don't dismiss it. Don't call it silly. That feeling is a compass, and compasses point towards something real. You have been misunderstood. I want to name that directly because it matters. The way you think, the way you feel things so deeply, the way you see possibilities that others don't see, the way you refuse to accept that small is all there is. That has not always been welcomed. People have called it unrealistic. People have called it too much. People have looked at the size of your dreams and looked back at you and looked away. And somewhere along the way, you may have started to wonder if they were right. They were not right. The very thing that made you feel different is the very thing that makes you capable of what's coming. The depth, the sensitivity, the refusal to settle, the vision that won't let you sleep. Those are not flaws. Those are features of someone built for a life that most people don't dare imagine. And that life is beginning to take shape around you right now, in this season, in this chapter that feels like an ending, but is actually a beginning. New starts don't always announce themselves loudly. They don't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes a new start looks like a quiet morning where something feels slightly different, where the weight is a little lighter, where a thought arrives that says, maybe, maybe this time, and then that maybe grows because you water it, because you protect it, because you choose it over and over every day. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, that is how lives change. That is exactly how it happens. The call you've been waiting for, the one that shifts things, the one that opens a door you couldn't open alone. It may come in a form you recognize, or it may come disguised as something small, something ordinary on the surface that turns out to be anything but. Stay open. That is what I want to say to you. Stay open to receiving because closed hands cannot hold what is being offered. Stay open to the unexpected path, the unexpected person, the unexpected timing, because abundance rarely arrives the way we scripted it. It arrives the way it needs to, and it requires us to be flexible enough to receive it. You are flexible enough. You have proven that over and over through every adaptation, every pivot, every time life changed the rules and you found a way. Whew, I want to bring this home now. I want to leave you with something that stays. Everything you have been through, everything that pressed you and squeezed you and tested you, was not evidence that life is against you. It was evidence of how much you can hold. And what you can hold is extraordinary. The new start that is forming in your life is not a reward for suffering. It is the natural result of a person who refused to stop, who kept the flame alive inside them, no matter what. That person is you. It has always been you. And the blessings that are moving toward your life right now, the abundance that is beginning to stir, the opportunities that are aligning, they are not coming to a version of you that is fixed or finished. They are coming to you exactly as you are, right now, in this moment, with all your questions and your scars and your stubborn hope. You are enough right now, as you are. You are enough. So, here is what I want you to do. Not tomorrow, today, right now, before you close this, I want you to make a decision. A quiet one, a private one that nobody else needs to know about. Decide that you are done waiting to feel ready. Decide that you are open to receiving. Decide that the next time that door cracks open, even slightly, you are walking through it. Decide that the voice that says, "not for me," does not get the final word anymore. And then take one step, just one, toward the thing you've been postponing, the call you haven't made, the message you haven't sent, the idea you haven't started. One step, that's all. Because one step taken by someone who has decided changes everything. You were not brought to this message by accident. You were not kept going through everything you've survived by accident. You are here, awake, aware, feeling something stir inside you right now. Honor that because something new is beginning, and it begins with you choosing to believe that it can. Whew. This was always for you, always.